Hello and welcome to another Tech Talk brought to you by the Albert Lea Public Library. Today we're going to do kind of an in-depth dive on Hoopla, which is one of our digital resources. There was an earlier Tech Talk about the ebook services that we offered, including Overdrive and Hoopla, and it quickly went through it, but I'm going to talk specifically about Hoopla today. And then I will show you what the Hoopla interface looks like so you are familiar with it if you want to get started using it. So Hoopla is a digital service that we offer. It is available by website, and then there is also a Hoopla app that you can download to access the database on a tablet or a phone. Hoopla has ebooks, audiobooks, movies, television episodes, music, comic books, a ton of different materials that you can check out and read or listen to digitally. So books on Hoopla, or I should say items on Hoopla, are always available. So if you've used Overdrive or are familiar with Overdrive, Overdrive works similar to our physical items. If we have two physical books on the shelf, two people can check those out at a time. When they're out, you have to put your name on a wait list. Overdrive works similar to that. Hoopla has a different model where everything that you see is always available for you to check out. And so there are no wait lists. The content is very different. A lot of times you won't find best-selling books or authors. Occasionally you will, depending on the publisher. But some of the major fiction writers you're not going to find on Hoopla. But if you're just looking for something to read, to listen to watch, Hoopla is a great place to start because you know everything that you see you can check out and start delving into right away. Hoopla allows you to check out right now 10 items a month. So once you've checked out your 10 items, then you have to wait until the first of the month to be able to check out again. So just keep that in mind. There is a checkout limit. And one thing to note is that television episodes are usually one checkout. So if a television season that you want to watch has eight episodes, you can check out 8 episodes, and then you only have 2 left for that month. So just keep that in mind, that they're usually will take 1 checkout per episode. And then the items also have checkout limits. So you can check out books and audiobooks for 3 weeks, 21 days. Then it disappears from your shelf. If you are not done with it and you still have checkouts for that month, you can recheck it out to finish reading. So keep that in mind. Music checks out for 7 days, and movies and television shows are for 3 days. So when you check those out, make sure you're going to watch them in 3 days. Otherwise, it'll take one of your checkouts and you're going to have to check it out again when you're ready to watch it. So now I'm going to pop over to our website and show you how to get to Hoopla, how to get started, and just kind of the interface that Hoopla uses. So we are now looking at the main website for the Albert Lea Public Library. So that is alplonline.org, or if you just pop in Albert Lea Public Library to your favorite search engine, you should be able to get there. So we do have under services and downloads, there is a Hoopla page, and there's a little bit more information about Hoopla. The easiest way to get to Hoopla from our main page, if you just want to get there and try it out, is this big button over here. It says downloadable books, movies, and more with the Hoopla icon. So we're going to go ahead and click on that, and it is going to bring us to the Hoopla website. So I am logged in with my account, and that's why the Albert Lea Public Library comes up. What you will need to do if you've never used Hoopla before, you'll come to this page and you'll see a create account. You're going to need an email address, put in a password, and then you're going to need your library card. As long as your library card is valid, you don't have outstanding fines, you'll be able to get into Hoopla and start using it right away. So once you create your account, you're ready to go. You'll see right here that I have not borrowed anything this month, so it tells me right up front I can borrow 10 more items this month. And then if I had anything checked out, I would see it right here. So there is a search bar, so if you want to look at digital cookbooks, I can type in cookbooks. It's going to search the collection, and you'll notice right now it is listed to everything, so it's going to find audiobooks, ebooks, movies, TV series, anything that, cookbooks comes up with. So I can change that and limit that. I can also search based on author or something like that. So here's a good example. The first one that comes up right underneath says audiobook with the headphones. Very easy to find out what it is. Next, we've got an ebook. Down here, we've got some music. You'll see the music notes there. That's telling me that is music. And I don't know that we're going to have any... Oh, here's a movie. So you'll see right here listed with a video camera that says movie. So it searched everything. And you can browse. So Hoopla works really well as a browsing collection because, like I said, it might not have the latest best-selling books, but it'll have something. So if I come to browse and I'm interested in ebooks, then it's going to come up with what's popular right now. I can look at categories, genres. They just put a ton of different categories on here. So thrillers, history, house and home. They've got some special collections like Halloween for kids. It is also National Cookbook Month, so they've got that. So their categories are really good and not your traditional categories, so that also helps with the browsing feature. Again, I can go back to popular. This is showing me everything, so I'm getting kids' books, adult books, everything. Featured, recommended. Here I can change user rating, release date, a few titles in different languages. I can search for just children's titles. So let's say I wanted to check out Pete the Cat, 5 Little Pumpkins right here. I'm going to click on the book, and it's going to give me some information. So you can read about the book. You can read what the book is about. If this were an adult title, you get a little synopsis of that. You've got some categories. You can see what it's about. And it's telling me it's a read-along, which means that it is an ebook, but it has a read-along feature, so you can turn up your volume and it'll read the story to you. Tells me it's available for 21 days. I can stream it and download it if I'm on a mobile device. If you are using Hoopla from a computer, you have to read it while you're streaming on the internet. So you need to make sure you have a stable internet connection for that. If you're using the Hoopla app, which you can find in the Apple App Store or the Google App Store for Android devices, once you check out a book, you can download it so that you can read it or listen to it without having internet. So then, if you're traveling in the car and you want to read and you don't have a Wi-Fi connection at the time, you'll be able to read it without being interrupted. So we're going to go ahead and borrow this. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on borrow. It's going to tell me 21 days. It's available for streaming and downloading if I'm on a mobile device. Am I sure I want to borrow it? We're going to hit yes. All right. It's also going to tell me about kids mode. So you can set Hoopla to a kids mode if your kids are using it. And it just filters out titles that are intended for adults. And so you can turn it off anytime. It's also right up here. I can click on kids. All right, so I checked out this book. I'm going to go to My Hoopla Currently Borrowed. And here is going to show up everything you've got borrowed. And it's really easy to see how many more titles you have available to borrow that month. So I'm going to click on the book, and I'm going to go right to read, and it's going to bring up the book, and I can filter through the pages here, And then the read along function I can interact with as well. Because everything on Hoopla is always available to everyone to check out, as long as they have checkouts available for the month, there is no option to return it early. So in Overdrive, if you're familiar with Overdrive, because there's a waiting list, it's nice to return an item early if you're done with it so someone else can read it. There is no return early, it just stays in there. So I could read Pete the Cat, 5 Little Pumpkins as many times as I want in 21 months before it disappears from my account. You can also go to history. It'll tell you what you've checked out. And then you can set favorites. So when you're browsing books, there's a little heart feature. It says borrow, and then there's a heart. So you can go and click on the heart feature, and what that does is that saves, it favorites the book. So let's say you're browsing, you see something, oh, this would be really good to read, but I don't want to read it right now. Well, you can favorite it so that I can come back, click on my favorites, and find it when I'm ready to read something. So those are just some books I favorited for an example for you. So that is the basics of Hoopla, of how to get started. If you've never used Hoopla but you have a library card, head on Hoopla from our website, create an account right away with your library card number. You'll be able to get right in and be able to use it. And if you have any further questions, we have a link on our website under the services tab and under downloadable Hoopla for a link to some Q&A, but you can also contact the library, give us a call, send us an email, contact us on Facebook if you're having problems, and we'll work through it and try to get you set up so you can get reading books. So I hope you enjoyed this tech talk all about Hoopla, and if you have any questions, get a hold of us, and we'll be back the first week of November with another tech talk on a different topic for you.